Hello, people of Surf and Turf, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is on bizarre Disney Channel shows. Now, for a background, I used to watch, we didn't have the Disney Channel. I think it might have been obsolete around my time. You know, I'm an 09 baby, so it was probably a little bit before my time. Well, we didn't have it, but I would watch some Disney Channel shows that were on Netflix. And today I figured I should go over a few of them. Well, a few of them in particular that I thought were really bizarre. So I feel like around, the 2010s era, probably 2011 to, 2014 and such, Disney liked to make a lot of, bizarre sitcom-esque TV shows. Now, the ones I watched were mainly, there's, two of them, is Jessie and Bunk'd, which is a spin-off of Jessie. Now, you see, I used to love these shows when I was, 7, 8 years old, and now I think that they're really dumb. Okay, Jessie is kind of funny, just because it's, situational comedy. I guess even, teenagers or, adults could find it sort of funny. But I don't know, I just feel like they also get to be a little cringy. And then Bunk'd, that show was good for, the first couple of seasons that I watched. Then after that, it just got sucky, I guess. It's oh, okay. So we're gonna completely revamp the cast. No hate towards the Disney Channel cast. It's just look, you gotta know when to end a show. And I think after the 4th or 5th season, it was just running on way too long. Fear the Walking Dead, that show could have ended after the 6th season, but they didn't entirely. Okay, maybe. Alright, that's getting off track. But the 7th and 8th season were not horrible. Anyways, so. With these Disney Channel shows, I feel like they just sometimes, they try to recreate, a sitcom, and you can, tell, too, just because of the way it's being filmed, that, there's no background there. It's just, it's there's, there's the area where the actors are, and then there's the cameras, which is behind them, which is why you never see a certain part of the set. It's the fourth wall, basically, for sitcoms, which, I don't really mind. I guess it's just low-budget cuts. They can't really afford to know when to, cut the camera. To know where to put the camera. Sorry, that's very off lingo. I don't know film lingo that well. I only have very basic filming and editing experience. But, I you can tell a certain, when things are also faked, too, certain, I remember distinctively watching Bunk'd, and there was one scene where, 2 characters were gonna crash into each other, haha, funny, and even as, a young child, I was, probably, 10 or something, I could tell where they were cutting the camera, because I guess they couldn't get stunt actors that day to crash into each other, which, I don't really blame them, who would be really, stunt actors do a lot, but how many are willing to do that, just, a 2-second scene, I could see, but they, cut the camera to them being, near each other, and already haven't fallen into each other, and hey, that sounds completely. I'm not doing a very good job of describing it, but if you know what I'm talking about, that, and I just thought that was really funny because even as a 10-year-old, I could tell where they were cutting the camera, and that was just, it was funny. I feel sometimes the things repeated with Bunk'd, they when they introduced a whole new cast, they introduced a lot of characters who were similar to the previous cast. I think the original cast of Bunk'd was pretty good, but I feel sometimes the jokes, they just get worn out. It's either I guess it is really just childish humor. I must have found it pretty funny, but I think also these sitcoms are super predictable. We know if they're doing a science experiment, and there's one, the nerdy kid is no, don't mix that chemical with X chemical or whatever. You know that it's just gonna explode as a bunch of foam in the other character who isn't listening to the nerd's face. That's pretty predictable. Or we know if they stole some important document, it's gonna get, ripped or something like that. I guess it's just because these shows are made for, 9-year-olds, and I'm thinking back on this as a 15-year-old, though, oh, that's awfully predictable. It's probably just because I've gotten older. But I think these shows used to entertain me and my brother quite a bit when we were younger. Yeah, we both really liked Jessie, which I guess says something when you can draw in, both genders. I feel sometimes there's specific shows that only boys really like or only girls really like. But when you create a sitcom that's really, I guess, because me and my brother, we both like very different shows growing up. So maybe this is just one example. But Jessie, I think, was one show that we both liked together. So I feel like that's kind of saying something. It's just one example. I'm sure there's some siblings who like the same shows. I mean, yeah, we're just one example. Anyways, I feel like I'm totally rambling here. But, if you get my gist, what I'm basically saying is that I think that Disney Channel shows are somewhat predictable and a little interesting in their humor and casting choices. Anyways, but still entertaining, you know, for younger kids, if you're a younger audience. Certainly not if you're a teenager, or anyone really older than the age of, like, 10. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want. And I hope that you have a great day and a great rest of your weekend. Bye.